Okay. Let's get my flashlight. All right, cool. All right, so this is the third bedroom, right? This is like the little hallway area in between. Now, this is the room I was telling you about. Now, this is actually a kitchen. It's not really a bedroom. Remember I told you how they connected it and made a little. All they did was add a bed to it and like a little divider, which is not really a bedroom.
No, it's not.
Right?
Yeah.
So to me, this is a kitchen, a whole kitchen, right?
Yeah.
It needs some love, TLC.
Yeah.
Roof, everything. But with a good Home Depot account and some good contractors, they'll lace this up. I have a friend, she's an interior designer for homes. Mm-hmm. That's what she does. She comes to places like this and just lace it up. Like for example, there's always a before and afters, and that's her job is to come here and change this whole house around her company.
Okay.
So this considered the to me this is like a pantry room because look, cabinets.
Yeah.
But you can make this a little, not a room, but a little, depending on what you want to do, an entertainment room. Some people consider this another room.
Yeah.
So that can be considered a third, fourth bedroom I was telling you about. You know what I'm saying? Based on who the seller is and who the buyer is.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
All right. It got potential.
Of course, man. Everybody see the potential in this home. It needs some TLC though, some tender love and care.
Yeah.
Woo! What was that? Oh, that's I'm good. It's my beard. Don't worry about it. I got a thick ass beard. Over here's another pantry room, right?
We got two pantry rooms?
Well, this is to me is the real pantry room, but it connects to the back area.
Okay.
Because you see that back door is gonna connect to the other. There's another apartment in the back. I'll show you that one. It's a duplex. This is actually a duplex.
Okay.
It's not really like a house. It's a duplex. Right. So you have one full house and an apartment in the back. Okay. Which is two incomes. Yeah. That's the part. That's why I said this is a good investment because however you flip it, you can make money out of it if you decide to buy it, stay in here and rent the back one out, or vice versa, stay in the back and rent this one out. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. I understand exactly what you're saying. Yeah. Just need some TLC. Like I said, it's gonna take some money to invest, but that's the whole point. I'm not sure what your finances or what your plan is if you decide to purchase this property, but it definitely gonna need some work. But once it gets the work done, it'll be very suitable to move into or rent out. Or rehab or lease, whatever each person chooses to do with it. So, and remember, these are duplexes. And I'm not sure if you're familiar with this neighborhood, but a lot of these homes, if you walk around here, are duplexes. Yeah. You saw that, right? Yeah. Okay.
It's really big.
Yeah. It's definitely big.
Before I got in this business, my mom used to stay a couple streets down there.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, and this is way bigger than that over there.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
This is bigger than the one over there?
Yeah.
So, what you know the cost of that one was over there?
I don't know.
You're not sure what it was? But this one's bigger over here?
Yeah.
This is big, man. This is 16. Remember, also include and keep in mind that this property is including this whole. Remember, this is a whole private land right here.
Yeah.
So that means this land right here can be considered. You can either knock the tree down, build another house, or you can do whatever you choose to do with it. You can build a commercial property, open a store, business, anything, because this is all considered one property. Even the shed back there, to me that's like another house.
Yeah. I was thinking renting something.
Well, that's the whole point. Renting out.
Yeah.
That's
to people that have kids and everything, they could build a tree house and stuff like that.
Yep.
You feel me? That's what I'm looking at right now.
And it's a good thing you say that because the people that live there had children. If you notice, you're gonna see the next property in the back. Well, the connecting part. That there was a whole nother apartment where there was kids living there. There's the person left all their belongings there. Look how much space this all is. All this is all connected, brother. All this. All that space. What divides this properties is the gate.
The gate back there?
Yep. And there's one that go way back there, and there's one right here. Basically, all the gates separate the properties. Right. So that's a lot of space, man. Yeah, look how big this is from this distance.
Yeah.
If you look from this angle.
Look at a big pool right here and everything. This is nice.
So I mean, where it stops at. Remember I was telling you about that door that connects to the. You're right, a pool. I ain't thinking about a pool. Yeah. Or you can even make this another apartment. Cause look how big that is. That's a shed. That's an apartment for some places in Broward and Dade County, bro. That's a crib size. Wow. So that door I was showing you that connects to that little pantry room connects right there, right? Okay. everything, the new apartment, well, not the new apartment, the duplex divides see where that little 7 is?
Right here?
That 7, yeah, that duplex divides from that point moving this way. So when we walk over here, it's going to be a whole different apartment. Now, this one needs work as well. Both of these properties need work. Right. Same property, but different units. Right. So I'm going to show you this one real quick. Now, this is the one I was telling you before that doesn't lock. Which my partner and I have been deciding to put a lock on here. Trying to explain it to him, the importance of it, but he's, You. Take my shades off. You're not scared of the dark, are you? No. All right. So this is the kitchen area.
It's more like a guest house.
Yeah. However it's decided to get laced out, a guest house, another apartment, because everything is here. Yeah. Of course, you're not going to use all this. You get rid of it, bring all new appliances, probably basically, like I said, some ARV, some repair to this. Right? Mm-hmm. So back here is right here. Can you see? This is the bathroom. You definitely need some TLC. This is the actual bedroom I was telling you about.
Okay, so like one bedroom?
Yep. But once all this stuff is gutted, it's gonna look a lot different. Only because I see it's stuff in here. That's why it looks.
I see the space without the stuff.
Right.
Yeah. Wow. That's like a closet.
Yep. Okay. Or some people just made like a walk-in closet. Or some people might just make an extended bedroom. If someone want to make it dope, they can make a little private little,
private little room.
There you go. If you want to get it popping. Yeah. Everybody's creative with how they do their homes. So it's a lot of space though for a closet. We got to be that can be a room for some people. Yeah. And it's a closet. Cause look, there's a door attached to it.
Yeah. Wow.
This room is almost the size of this. It's like
near.
Yeah. It just one is more.
This is more narrow.
Yeah, more narrow, and this is just more wide.
Yeah. Wow. More like a guest house.
Yeah, definitely a guest house or just a regular apartment. Or however, because the people that was living here, it was being rented in the front and rented in the back. Two different tenants, different amount, of course, because of the space and size. Yeah. But yeah, person had their family living here. Okay. Had their own access to the doors and everything. Yeah. This place been evacuated for a while though.
How long?
Months. Long time. I'm talking about
years?
Not years, but months.
Months?
Yeah.
Like 12 months?
Less than that.
Less than that?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's been out here. It's been like this for a while. That's why it's so crazy looking.
Okay. Wow.
Mm-hmm. It was hard to get the tenants out. That's what happened because it takes a while when you evict people. It's a process.
Yeah. Take like two months.
Depends. Sometimes longer than that, depending on what the courts are doing. You know what I'm saying? They even have They had a nice little for the baby over there. They left everything was left.
Yeah, like they abandoned everything.
Yeah. The bathroom definitely needs some love. The roof. Like I said, honestly, I think a person will have to invest a couple dollars into this. Like when I say a couple dollars, I'm talking about at least $10,000 to $20,000. Yeah. But it's gonna make sense because you get that back easy. Because the thing about properties like this, distressed properties, of course you can move someone in, right, and then they can deal with. A lot of people are not gonna live in this condition because the city won't allow a person living in this condition. It's hazardous. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But what they would do is some people would just say, well, guess what? I mean, just do the basics so it can pass the codes. Yeah. But then, as a tenant or as an owner, do you want to like maximize this and make the full potential of income, or you want to say, well, let me just rent it out for anybody, just pay like $300, $200 a month? Then it's not going to make sense with a mortgage attached to it, or or financing. Yeah. So you really lose the money. But if a person fixes this up, of course, like I said, pay a good $20,000 rehab into it, and put it, either rent it out or sell it, you can make a big profit off this. You definitely make your money back quick. But everyone's exit plan is different as far as what they choose to do with a property. You know what I'm saying?
It is, right. That's right.
Yeah, because you might want to think about, like you said, you think about moving. I'm not sure if you think about moving here yourself or you think about flipping it and rehabbing it and renting it out. And imagine if you, let's say you decide to do that, right? So let's say you decide, I'm just giving you some estimates. I'm a numbers guy, right? Yeah. So let's say you buy the house at 280 or whatever, 260, 270, if we negotiate. And you get the house for 270, right? So the house is yours now.
Yeah.
This is yours. So now the next plan is what I'm gonna do with this property.
Yeah.
This is a big property, bro.
You fix it up.
So the next question would be, okay, I gotta get either a Home Depot account or meet people who are like contractors who come in and do rehab work.
Okay.
Basically, the ones who come in and just basically rehab the whole property.
Yeah.
And normally, with a good rehab process and contract with this property, from other investors I spoke to, and in my own personal experience, I say a good 20,000, 25 to get this to where you want to get it. So now you got it for let's say you bought it for 260, so you put 25 into it. Mm-hmm. That's 285, right?
Yeah, 285.
So basically you got a new house for 285, basically, right? Yeah. So now you choose to either rent it, sell it, because remember, once you sell it, you can go sell it for like 380, 370, because now it's a rehab house. Like, it's full appliances. Yeah. Everything's new. Like, you know, you walk right around the house, you can see a house that's kind of new. Yeah. Based on how it looks. You can kind of tell. If you walk around Miramar, you know which homes are just built within the last year, last 6 months to a year. You can tell everything looks new. Uh-huh. And then once you do that, that's when you really start figuring out what you're going to do with your money now. But like I said, everyone's ideas are different, you know, because based on what their budget look like, what they're trying to invest.
So 280, huh?
That's what we're asking for, 280. But like I said, I always tell people, you know, everything's negotiable, bro. Every deal is negotiable. It's not saying, well, it's at 280 and that's it. No, of course it's always negotiable, you know. The person's interested, you know.
Wow. This is, matter of fact, with the idea I got right now, I can put the 20 grand in there and make 350.
Easy.
350.
Easy.
300.
Easy.
Easy.
Because think about it. If you buy it for 280, or let's say this the numbers. Let's say 260, 280, whatever. Once we negotiate it, right? Remember, you're gonna have to invest a good 20, 25 into this to get it to like superstar level. So when it's like this is like the new ish in the neighborhood. People gonna drive by. You're gonna be showing to other folks like, all right, this is a property I'm selling at 350, 400, based on what you're trying to sell it for. And you're gonna have people who's gonna say, guess what? They might want to buy it as a buyer, not to rent. Or however they're gonna do it. They might want to buy it to rent, or buy it to own, or buy it to, what's it called, Airbnb. People do different things with different properties now, because in real estate, there's so many avenues of making different types of money.
Creative.
It's all about being creative. But once you get the property, you can do what the hell you want to do with it.
Exactly.
But this property is so big, though. I always recommend whoever, I was telling people who came out before, like they should always, well, everyone's different. Some people like trees, some people don't. But I know once you remove the trees, it makes the property bigger.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Like,
yeah.
I would just like, before I came here, I had just stopped by to see where it's at.
Oh yeah.
And I was just saying, like, just cut these trees down. You know, don't cut the trees that have the stalk on it.
Right.
You know, but cut
the ones surrounding ones around, like these little small ones, like that one right there.
Exactly. And
it's true though.
You know, you can make about three clubhouses around here.
Man, you honestly, you can trust me. Once you get the deed or the title to the property, you can build you can build a whole house right here, from the ground up.
Yeah.
That's the interesting part.
Yeah.
It has a septic tank, so you notice the septic tanks right there.
Yeah.
But you always can get those removed. Septic tanks, just get them removed if you want to place it somewhere else, or if you want to do a different sewage system. I have a septic tank at my house, so I use septic tanks. But usually houses have septic tanks. We're dealing with houses. But yeah, man, this is what it looks like, brother. You know. This is what it looked like.
I didn't expect this. Like when I was looking online, I seen all the trees and everything.
Oh yeah. Well, you know what? It wasn't. I didn't post a lot of pictures on it as well. That's why.
Yeah, but when I came here and I seen like dozens of trees, I like, hold on, let me wait till I get inside
and see it.
I see it. Then like it's astonishing right now.
Yeah, man, it's big, man. People don't understand how big it goes. Remember, we didn't go all the way around it because there's trees over there too.
Yeah.
Remember that gate separates the property, so everything in between the gates is this property owned.
Yeah.
6,000, approximately 7,000 square feet. If you want to just round it off, it's like 6,902 square feet. But if you round it off, 7,000 square feet.
So I was saying like this, like off the top, it's at least $2,000 to get all these trees maintenance and everything.
Yeah, but you got to do your numbers right with exactly. Too, because unless you got a good, everything about who you know. If you get a good landscaping company that like you have a friend that owns a landscape, you can do numbers with your friend and say, bro, You and your team come here, and I give you guys, like you said, 2,000, do all this. And trust me, 2,000 for this ain't bad. Because some companies will charge you 5 for all this or more because it's so big.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Like my property alone, my personal property is big. So when for gas, not for gas, when they cut my grass, they hit me across the head like 100 just for that alone. The hedges, another like 80. So it's like 180 for everything.
For everything, right?
But this is way bigger than my house, though.
Exactly.
This has way more space.
Thinking about putting down some new grass right here, stuff like that.
Of course, change everything. Yeah. Like I said, all that will be in the rehab or repair work with the property because everything. That means the roof, the walls, the color, the doors. Because what people are doing, I noticed what people are doing, especially in Hollywood. Because you're in West Park area, Hollywood, they're buying homes and you can see it.
Yeah.
And they change everything around, and you can see it. Because you see the doors are new, the windows are new, the roofs are new.
I just recently tried to buy a house. A house that's already the person was already trying to get a conventional loan.
Oh, for real?
Yeah. You know, like, and it was going on the market for like $499, and I tried to get it, but if I bought it, my company wouldn't make no money because the guy won't tell me nothing about the
property. Why not though?
I have no idea.
And so when people do that, it's the reason why they don't want to share something about the property.
Yeah, so
you told them now, you changed your mind.
Yeah, I changed my mind and stuff like that, and I went on Craigslist and I seen this, like, wow.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
You know the good thing about this property, the taxes paid up to date to November, which is next year. Not just next year, but it was really in Broward or in Florida, the taxes like from November to I think November. Yeah. So the taxes it's paid up to November. Okay. So that means taxes are paid until November. Okay. But I was told by the city once a person purchases a house, then I guess you can discuss it with the seller and the owner how we decided to do the taxes for next year. Yeah. If you want to include with the price or do the difference, because think about it, taxes here is like $200 a year. It's not that much. Okay. That's nothing. Yeah. You know what I mean? 200 because you break it down. 200 divided by 12, how much like?
Off the top.
Yeah, say like at least what $90 something probably. No, not 90. I'm sorry. And like at least. Off my head, I can't remember, but it's no more than what, $60, $50, if that. Hold on, 50, because I said it's 2,000. No, I said 200 a year.
200 times 12.
Divided by 12, I can't remember. So I'll say like at least what, the $20, $30. I'm assuming. So you got to calculate. You're a smart guy. Don't be like me. my brain is fried by this time of the day because I deal with numbers all day. But it has to be between like 30 to 40, at least, not even that, probably like $20 a month, if that, $25.
200.
Divided by 12, so it'd be like $20-something a month.
Divided by 12.
Yeah.
16.
Oh, I was close, less than that. That's even better. It's not that expensive. This property was built in 1951. It's an older property. Wow. Yeah, the tax is not that expensive here. But yeah, that's the thing, man. Anything else? That's where we at right now, man. I guess you probably want to talk to your partners and see, what you guys are trying to figure out. Yeah. You want to take any picture or anything, or you good? I can see. I can send you. You get your phone, take pictures, man. I can see the pictures I do have. I have a lot of pictures on my phone. I can just send it to you if you want to. Unless you want to take your own little video and just walk around, so you can have it on video for yourself and your partners want to see it. But you know where it's at. So if you want to just walk by again, the only thing about it, doors is locked.
I have permission to get on the property and look around.
Yeah, of course. The door is locked, but just this is the thing about over here now, because on private properties, because this private property. My partner, see, for example, let's say if you decide to come here one day, let's say you want to come look, just let me know in advance, so if your neighbors call and ask some questions, or they trying to send a call. Because a lot of times they might just send a call because they know this place is not there's no the tenants living in it, and they might know if you're trying to move in or whatever you're trying to do. Just let me know so I can meet you here, or I can just say you okay and just let the surrounding neighbors know you good. Okay. Because people will call the cops over here in a heartbeat. Because the neighbors are neighbors. Because they know there's no one's living here, and they see people just showing up. But they see me showing up with different investors and different people, so that's different. But if they see someone they're not familiar with, then they will call the cops.
Yeah, I was standing over there. I didn't go.
And someone's already out here.
Nah. It was somebody who's watching me over there.
Oh, hell yeah. These people, trust me, just like if you was in your neighborhood and you see someone you don't know in your neighborhood, you'll look too, blood. Yeah. And he got dogs, man. These dogs are always barking. So that's why I was like, I know, the dogs know about what's going on here. But yeah, this is a nice property, man. This is an investor's investment. Because at the end of the day, the long-term investment for this is it's a big deal because, you know what I'm saying? You can make a lot of money doing this. Because once you start renting it out, let's say you're renting out for $1,500, $1,600 a month. Dude, you do the numbers on that.
Yeah.
You can rent out more than that based on, it's like I said, everything's numbers. Or if you do an Airbnb. And you know the good thing about Florida or about Miami right now in Broward? The Super Bowl's gonna be down the street from here this year.
Yeah.
And guess what? It's only 15 minutes from here, the Super Bowl Stadium.
Right
Yeah.
over there, yeah.
So trust me, people looking for places to stay at before the Super Bowl start. And the Super Bowl is next year, I think. Yeah, man, for sure. Come on, I'm on top of it, man. That's what we do. I'm on top of that because that's called location. People will buy a property just because of the location, man. They will buy a house and just because of the location. Just because the location is nice on it. And have somewhere to sleep during the partying. I see it all the time on South Beach. We used to have property over there.
Yeah.
People come in town, they don't even stay there. They just rent it out, and then they just stay there. Half the time they just sleep there and go out and party the whole time, and then make a good $5,000 a week on it. Mm-hmm. And guess what? They spending it because that's what they want to do. It's their money. Yeah. And tell them it's a contract. Give them a contract. As long as you don't do ABC, as long as you take care of my property, there's a deposit. If you want to screen them, it's your property. You do what you want to do with it. Exactly. And then they take care of it. They're giving their deposit back, and they go home with stories about South Florida. Yeah. And you go home with a $5,000 in your pocket for renting your apartment out. Just for everything's furnished. Yeah. They bring their own food. Simple, man. So that's where we at. You just like I said, just let me know where you at, and we go from there, man. All right. What do you got? Like I know you mentioned about closing. What's your plan? Like, what we guys trying to buy a house soon and close, or what's your status?
I was trying to see how like where you was at. Cause if I do want to close fast, I would like to know if it's okay for you.
Of course. Long, I always say that if you guys got the funds, the money, because you saw it was it's cash offer, right? You notice that it's not a financing. Yeah. Finance is a headache, takes too long. Cash makes things a lot easier and quicker. Yeah. Our thing is this: if you or my other appointment, if they come and say, well, guess what? We have the cash and we accepting the offer or the counter offer. We assign a contract with you. I bring it to my title company down the street in Pembroke Pines. Okay. They will execute the contract. You would send like a earnest money deposit. Yeah. It doesn't have to be no $1,000. It could be anything to make deposit secured in your name. Yeah. If you're gonna, because earnest money deposit just guarantee that I'm gonna purchase the property. Exactly. Some people put $2,000 on it and they still don't purchase it. I always tell people, it doesn't matter how much you put on it. Are you going to purchase it? That's all that matters to me. If you say yes, then you put down what you can put down on it. Then once you do the earnest money deposit, title company do their business, get the deeds, the title, everything cleared by the city. If the city clears everything, you guys either come to the title company, wire the money to the title agency. The mortgage company will send you guys the key, the deeds, and the paperwork you need, and everybody's happy. The property's yours. You do what the hell you want to do with it. And once you do that, you'll be fine. You'll be good.
Yeah, good.
Yeah.
Exactly. And then I can start cutting down everything.
You can do whatever you want with it, man. Yeah. That's the dope part. Trust me. Like I said, last week we had some guys come in. Last week the grass was high, man. So last week we brought some guys to cut down the grass. That's why you see the lawnmower in there, and because it was high, man. I don't want people walking like stumbling and shit. Yeah, I'm gonna check the door to make sure I locked it though. But that's what it is, man. I know you, like you say, you probably want to talk to your partners, or I'm not sure what your financial support services or status, but everything with numbers with us, man. Because any contract is numbers. That's what it comes down to. Exactly. If we give you an offer, you say, well, that's not what we can work with. Then you give us a counter offer. Then my partners and I can say, yeah, that's cool, or that's not cool. Okay. And if that doesn't work, we can do another counter offer. It's all way to it's a negotiating thing.
All right, let me ask you right now.
Yep.
What is probably the lowest number you would go?
It depends, brother.
It depends.
Yep. I can't. I don't want to give people the wrong information saying, well, this amount. I always say it depends. It does depend on different things. Like it depends on, let's say, the numbers really depend on a lot of things. Time, because let's say you say, all right, let's say I say, okay, we bring it down from the amount that we asking for.
Yeah.
So then you're like, well, we can close next week. And I'm like, are you guaranteed you can close this week? And you say yes. Then we can say, well, we can negotiate at this price because of the timing. So let's say you throw another number at us, but you're not ready to provide the numbers, the funds, because you got to talk to your partners or your bank or your financial institution. Then that might vary the numbers based on time. Because remember, everything is timing. Yeah, and with us, it's about who comes with the best offer or counter offer, and then we'll do an offer. But in consideration to our clients, which is you and other people that's visiting, we will let you guys know that. Like I would tell you there's other people offering, or they're looking at this price, or looking at this property at this amount. Because at the end of the day, it's you guys. We're trying to service you guys because we're selling it. So we want to make sure the buyer is satisfied. Of course, because I want to be satisfied. I want you satisfied. That's why the numbers have to make sense for everybody. Because if the numbers make sense, then of course we don't. I keep contracts on my phone. I actually have a contract in my car right now on this property, and I have contracts on my phone just when I need it. Like, for example, I just keep my contracts because.
Can I see it?
Yeah, I'm sure how I do my thing, right? So I got my notes, right? I'll just keep that for all my little notes for my real estate businesses. So let's say, I go to one of mine. Let's say you, for example. Let's say you're interested in one of these properties, right? So I would say, okay, he's interested. Cool, let's get it popping. So that's a contract, right? This is one of the contracts. Hold on a second. What was my other contracts? I be flipping it so many times. I always switch it around a lot. 1 second. But basically, the contracts is just on deck. So when you need to use them, you know when to use them. Here we go. So basically, I keep different contracts. My affidavit, memorandum agreement concerning real estate contract. So that's one of them, right?
Oh wow. There's not 13 pages.
Nah, I'll show you which one that's long. That's another contract. That's the assignment contract agreement. If you're doing this, if I choose to do assignment contract, you familiar with the assignment contracts, right? So that's the assignment. That's another. I have different contracts. That's one. So let's say I want to do the regular purchase and sell, like without assignment contract. That's the basic one. When you're talking about the 13-page one, it's called the as is residential contract for sale and purchase. That's the contract that every real estate professional use. Real estate agents, brokers, investors. That's if you're buying it not on an assignment contract. So let's say you decide I want to buy this house because remember I have partners involved with this property as well. So we have this property on an assignment contract. So let's say you want to buy this property directly and you're dealing with a direct owner versus I'm an investor like myself. Yeah. I'm an owner, but I'm a partial owner because I have equity in this property with my partner. You would go directly and that person say, guess what, I want to finance this property. So you would deal with more like of this property right here. Because you have to go, because there's a lot of information on this contract that if you look at the assignment contract, it's not in detail as far as financing, banks. Assignment contracts is kind of basic and simple. It kind of give people legal guardianship or rights to a person's property, if they're interested in doing business with that person. That's all. That's assignment. It's very simple versus this contract. This contract you can see is 13 pages and it's detailed. But all my contracts are detailed too and like referred by from attorneys because you have to, because contracts is what protects you legally.
Yeah, exactly. You see?
Yeah, you know what I mean?
This is one of my contracts right here.
Oh, you keep yours with you too? Okay. You get the promissory note?
Yeah.
Okay.
This is one like this right here.
Yup. Yeah. Agreement for purchase and sale in real estate. Yup. Yeah. Those are good contracts. Yup. Yeah.
But my title agent sent me her 13 pages.
That's probably the one I just showed you. The official one. Like, that's if you're trying to buy a house, like you said, without an assignment contract. Like I said, assignment contracts, you don't have to do like a purchase and sell a green contract because that's two different types of contracts. Yeah. So the one she sent you probably, or he or she sent you probably like the one I just sent you, the thorough one. Like if you're trying to buy a house to move in and you're going through the banks financing. Okay. The assignment contract's a little less detailed but less detailed. Mines are always detailed because you have to have them detailed legally because you don't want to run across a property and then it's not explained in contract legal obligations and responsibilities, and then you get stuck with something or they get stuck with something.
This is assignment contract, right?
Yep, assignment of purchase, yep. And you see how assignment contracts are very simple. All assignment contracts are basic like this because they're designed to be this way. They're supposed to be very simple because it talks about the seller, the buyer, the signer, the signee, which is very simple. Yeah. When you get into like the purchase and sell contract, that's when it gets complicated because now you're talking about, like you said, financing. In assignment contracts, you're not really discussing finances more. Well, you could do finance, but majority of those contracts are cash transactions. So it's quick, it's easy. There's money involved.
Yeah.
When you get banks involved, that's when it gets complicated.
Okay.
You know what I mean? But yeah, you good, man. You good.
All right.
You good. You know what I mean? I'm gonna give you my card, bro. That's why I meant to give it to you anyway. I'm like, hold on, I can't meet you not giving my card. So you. Are you into real estate as an investor too, or you just do all types? Are you doing like purchase properties, or you have? Make sure I got you right ones. Okay, yeah. See, yeah, I do all types of real estate. I just don't do investment. Our team, my team, we have a real estate team, and we have real estate agents, brokers, lawyers. Yeah. So everyone consists on the same team, though. You know what I'm saying? So we all part of the same team. So for example, if someone just called me before you called me about looking for a property, so. Since I'm not an agent, I had to have my partner do it. He'll show the person the property on the MLS, and then they do it the way that the agents do it. Yeah. Or if it's a broker, same status. If he sees something on the MLS, or he got some agents that's working with him in the in the community, and it's the same thing. But the thing about us, agents or investors, well, investors, there's no license, applying. It's applying to your business. So you can do business as much. You do many transactions you want without a license. Because when they about real estate, there's, unless you're trying to make a commission off it, there's really no need for a license. Exactly. But if you're doing like assignment fees, that's different. You're getting an assignment fee off of property. You're not getting a commission. Commissions is from like real estate agents and brokers. Yeah. That's what separate the pay. Yeah. And assignment fees can go from $5 to $100,000 based on how you're selling your properties. And that's why I said the numbers are always negotiable, bro. Because the owner, him and I, he has a number, I have a number with him that we work on. I told him my job is to help him get the number that he's trying to sell it for. Which we come to a negotiation, but before he came, I was on the phone with him. And I always told him there's always gonna be room for negotiation because of course he's the owner. Yeah. I have the property on contract. And I have, like I said, I have equity on the property. Yeah. But at the end of the day, he has to make the final decision as far as the number that makes sense to him, and his number has to make sense to me so it can make sense to you. Okay. That's how it works. If it don't make sense to me, I'm gonna have to tell him your number's not making sense to me because it's not making sense to you. Yeah. Now, if the numbers make sense to him, I got to tell you it makes sense to him, but not make sense to you. Yeah. But it also got to make sense to me because I'm also selling it. Okay. But like I said, my numbers is not a big deal because it's not even about me. I'm the middle guy. I'm trying to sell the property for what he's selling it for and what you're asking for. And whatever I get in between is what I get in between, because you remember it's a numbers game. Yeah. If he's saying at this amount, what he's asking, the amount he's asking for, if that doesn't work, then I have to tell him we have to bring it down a level because you're looking at something different. But he did tell me he's willing to negotiate with the numbers based on closing fees and all that, which I told him I'm cool with that too because I don't mind taking care of closing fees myself out of my pocket. Yeah. But we got to negotiate this the correct way. I don't want to say yes. You might say no. Because everything is negotiable, bro. And it has to be on contract, too. It can't just be word of mouth. Like, we said this. It had to be written. So if I got to revise the contract him and I already have, I don't mind doing it because everything's already electronic.